Hey everybody, how are you today? Matt Drewette-Card, Director of Curriculum Instruction Assessment for MSAD 46 and AOS 94. And this is just going to be a quick overview in preparation for our October the 7th workshop day. Got a lot of interesting things coming up, and there's a lot of great things that are happening in our district, so let's talk about them. And we have a lot of professional learning to happen, but I wanted to share with you some things that happened as a result of a couple things. So first of all, if you may remember, I sent out a professional learning survey. I sent it out to the building principals. They sent it out to everyone. And we got about 60 responses back. And from those responses, we were able to pull out, here are all the results is what you're seeing, really. You're seeing the results of how you all answered what you wanted for professional learning for this day and beyond. So we're not thinking of this survey just to serve the October workshop day, but also to serve any kind of professional learning as we move forward beyond just our early release and workshop days. What about PLCs? What about curriculum time, etc.? How can we support these particular goals? So as you can see from the results, the column on the left side of your screen really shows like the highest areas, the highest levels of what people are most interested in. That's what those percentages represent. What was either the high interest or moderate interest. So 82% were either highly interested or moderately interested in learning about SLOs. And you can see the list going down. And by the way, since you are in control of this video, you can pause or stop it at any time if I move too fast, so you can read this yourself. This is a reminder. And you'll notice on the other side, it starts to get a little bit lower in terms of interest. And in particular, down the bottom two, the ISTE standards and PEPG and the Atlas assessment type analysis and reports, those got the lowest scores. So in developing, and I'm sorry, I'm just looking by in developing the workshop day for October the 7th, we just got rid of those bottom two because it was very clear that folks don't want to have a session on that and really don't want to be learning that. That's stuff that for some reason either you're not interested or you feel you could do it on your own. Okay, and if you need further support like that, please let me know, let your building administrators know, let your coaches know, let your team know. We'll help support you. So what we did is we took all of this stuff and we put them into 8 particular themes. 8 particular sessions that we're going to be having on this day. And you can see we're going to have one on personalized professional learning. And in particular, this is going to go deep in an area called micro-credentialing and digital badging. I'm hoping that a lot of you will notice that actually the way that this whole day is going to be set up is very much around personalized learning. Because we're getting your ideas, we're getting your understanding of what you need and what your interests are, and we're designing our professional learning around that. But we're also going to have Mike Muir from the Learning Through Technology team from DOE. He's going to come up and he's going to spend the day with us talking in that session about micro-credentials or digital badges to support your professional learning needs. I'm going to be doing a day's worth of design thinking and inquiry-based learning. There will be creating rigorous student-centered learning environments, proficiency scales, capacity matrices, and monitoring learning. Some of these are some of the more higher rated. SLOs, I'm going to come back to the makerspace in just a minute. Doing observations with the Marzano framework and high observation. This one in particular, SLOs is going to be a very hands-on. You're going to build SLOs and adjust and tweak and figure out how to work them. And if you don't really know, there'll be time for you to go in small groups to learn about them. This one in eye observation, doing observations with the Marzano framework and eye observation, what you're going to do is we're going to actually dive in and you're going to watch a classroom. You're going to see a video and you're going to see how it looks, and then also you're going to help rate this particular person to see what it feels like, what we're looking for, what the observations and evaluations are going to be looking for. So you can start getting a better understanding of what does instruction actually look like in this Marzano model. And then the final one is going to be getting more into depth or supporting desired effect, design questions, and the 7+1 essential strategies in domain 1. So getting back to the makerspace, This is also going to be facilitated by someone from DOE, Sean Malone, who is the MLTI guru, as we like to call him. He was also a former teacher up at Setamocha. He did makerspaces and design thinking too. He is going to be building or setting up a makerspace. And this is something of how might we bring more visual learning to our classrooms. It doesn't necessarily mean engineering or 3D printing. It means how might we have our students visually represent learning in certain ways. And so that's what's going to happen. We're going to have designated facilitators for each session. Here's where it gets a little bit different. These sessions are not fixed. They're not lecture-based. They are not coming in with a certain set of things to help teach you. More so, these sessions are designed to be more of a collaborative discussion based on the people in the room. You have your themes, you have your topics, and what's best about this is that you as the individual educator, you can pick your path. You can pick ways you want to go. If you want to spend the entire day with me doing design thinking, you can choose to do that. If you want to spend your entire day doing desired effect and design questions in the 7+1 essential strategies in domain 1, you can do that too. If you want to bounce around, if you are in, let's say, micro-credentials and digital badges, and you're in there for 10 minutes and you realize, I don't really like the feel of this doesn't work, you get up and leave and go to a session. Our professional learning time is so precious, is so few and far between, that to waste it, for you to waste it in a session that you're not going to get anything out of, is a waste of time for everybody. So that comes down to our norms for this particular day. And I'm going to go over these in the morning of two. One, voting with your feet. If it's not working for you, get up and go somewhere else. You get out of this day what you put into it, which means you need to be coming with intention. You're going to be coming to, what is it that you want to work on? What is it that you want to improve on or learn more about or get better at, or that you're uncertain of? Coming in with an intention and a purposeful mindset for the day is going to be very important, especially in the realm of a personalized learning environment. Of course, the norm is to be present and to be active. It's not just sitting in the background playing Minesweeper, which no one does. I'm not saying that. I'm just kind of referencing an old game from a number of years ago. Support each other and yourself. We're all a team. We're all one unit here. And we all have levels of expertise. We all have varying levels of expertise in these areas. So let's support each other and support yourself. Like if you need to get up, if you need to stand up and walk around, or if the session is not working for you, support yourself and go get the learning that you need. Again, the time is so precious. It is so sacred and precious. We've got to take advantage of it. And embrace uncertainty, because part of today is you're going to be in areas, you're going to be dealing with things that you're not sure about, and that's okay. So the expectations, which are a little different than the norms, are going to be to honor everyone's time. This goes for facilitators as well as participants. Facilitators, I would ask that you just make sure that you start on time and end on time. And participants, we start on time, we end on time. There's a respect thing for everybody. There will be what are called implementation plans. So one of the concerns that has come up over the last workshops that we've done is, to what extent does this workshop learning extend to beyond that day? And so what we're trying to do now is figure out a way of how we might take that session's learning and apply it to your actual classroom. So when I mentioned earlier about coming in with intention and purpose, no, you're going to be going to a session, and one of the expectations is going to be, you're going to create a plan of how you're going to take that learning or that session's work and implement it into your everyday life. We're going to be talking. There might be times where things struggle, or things get frustrating, or you're whatnot. Assume the best. We're all here to work for the best, to improve kids learning and to improve their lives. Working with intention and purpose, productively struggle. We want our students to be in this area. We should also be living that. I believe very firmly that whatever we expect for our students, if we have an expectation for our students, we should also have to live that expectation. And so if we expect them to productively struggle, we should. And this is all about how might we. We are a unit, we are a collective, and how might we together solve these very challenging problems. We are not alone, we are not an individual, we are together. And I believe this, and I think that this is a great opportunity for us to really start building this culture in our school, in our professional learning of how might we together solve these massive problems. I hope this has been helpful to figure out what's kind of going on in our day. And if you have any questions, give me a holler. Thanks so much, y'all.